Hey, thanks for slithering in. Welcome back to the channel. It has been quite a minute, hasn't it? But we are jumping right into it with part 3 of my large cottage family home build thing. If you haven't seen the first two videos, we did the exterior in part 1. We did most of the first floor in part 2, and then in this one we are finishing everything else. I will have those videos linked down in the description in case you want to check those out and come back to this one later. But we are starting here with the main bedroom. I thought this was a good place to start as I wanted to kind of continue the vibe and style of the rest of the house. I tend to do that with main bedrooms, primary bedrooms, etc. only because it just makes sense. If the people who own the home are decorating the entire home, then there would probably be a lot of similarities to styles and things. So that is really my thought process. But we are using some columns behind the bed here to make the wall a little more interesting. And then I had delete protections on. That's why that column kept kind of coming up and not going away, thanks to Twisted Mexi's Better Build by mod. But that's neither here nor there. We lean into a lot of life and death in this bedroom as well. So you can see that's the bed we're using. The wallpaper behind the bed is actually the new one from the Bridgerton kit that came out quite a little while ago now. I don't even know what day or what part of the year I'm in anymore recently. It's been quite a wild ride the last few weeks, and by wild, it hasn't even just been wild. I've been focusing on a lot of work stuff, and there's been a lot of projects happening at home too, so that's why we've been quiet over here. But that's neither here nor there either, and that is the second time I am using that phrase, so I apologize. But this video is going to be a little bit on the longer side, so hopefully you are comfy, you're cozy, maybe you're gaming, snacking, eating lunch, dinner, breakfast, whatever. Let me know what you're doing while you're watching this video. I definitely want to know. For example, usually when I'm building, especially large builds like this one, I'm usually watching content from other people, and like usually it's Sims content, sometimes it's other content. Pretty much I just fill up my watch later list on YouTube and then just have at it, you know? But we are trying to figure out a rug here. This one I remember struggling with a lot, and I can't remember. This one might be from the Tea Time Solarium kit, and then I played around with maybe using a different bed, but I can't remember which one I ultimately decide. Maybe we do actually get rid of the life and death one and leave this one. I think that one's from Cats and Dogs, so you'll have to forgive me if I stumble around the decisions I'm making here, because it has been quite some time since I finished this build. It's been even longer since I've started this build, so it's been a long project kind of in the works, and I'm really excited that it's actually completed because I feel like I'm so proud of myself. Just a reminder, this is on a 64 by 64 lot, and I usually typically never ever, those are a lot of filler words in that sentence, never build on lots that size because they intimidate me. I'm scared of them, and I don't know, it's scary, you know? So I'm proud of myself for finishing this one. The rest of this room here, we get a couple of dressers, we get some vents for heating, and some poofs around. I love those poofs from Life and Death as well. I just think they're so cute and so soft looking. And then over here, I decided I wanted some kind of like vanity area place. So I used this desk. This one came with businesses and hobbies. And then there is a little like mirror thing from, I think it's Crystal Creations. It's like a jewelry box that opens up and then you have like a little mirror. So I was like, maybe this is like a little makeshift vanity area. I guess your sim could probably use it as a desk. I'm sure you can probably stick a laptop on there or something if you need to. But I thought that was kind of a cute little unique way to kind of use the space over there. Over here, I struggled a little bit as well, but we end up getting a large bookshelf from one of the kits. I think this was a creator kit, actually, and maybe the refined living room kit, perhaps. I think that might be it. And then we just cluttered that up with a bunch of random little objects, some candles, probably some books. I think I get some pictures up there as well. I really wanted it to look very cozy and elegant and like lots of greenery. Of course, we need lots of plants and things. And a lot of like the recent, at least the more recent packs and things from The Sims 4 have a lot of good plant clutter. So I use those a lot, especially throughout like this entire build. Like there's a lot of repeats and things, which for a build this big, it's okay. I get it. It happens. We also use cats and dogs to kind of squeeze in some more book clutter over there, as you can see. And we got Dream Home Decorator with some storage clutter as well. Lots of good little things here. And these picture frames are from Comfy Gamer, as well as I think that's like the nursery kit, the Storytime nursery kit, maybe, I think, or storybook nursery kit. Guys, I know I'm so rusty, I feel like, even though it's only been a few weeks, but it's kind of crazy how much a few weeks off from playing The Sims and creating content and things can really like jumble your brain a little bit. So, over here, I decided to make like a little kind of more of a closet area, but it's more of an open closet. So we use a divider. We get these hooks from or shelves from Horse Ranch, and then we put some of the clothes from Horse Ranch over here too, as well as another wardrobe, and then I think another like little seating area and some plants. I love this little plant from the sleek bathroom kit, and I love this chair actually from the fairy pack as well. That one's really pretty. I think I use that one a lot. Honestly, I would love to have that kind of chair in real life. I think that would be super fun. But this is pretty much the result of our first bedroom, so hopefully you guys enjoyed it at some point. Definitely let me know which bedroom is your favorite. Next up, I believe we are going to start working on this nursery, which is right next door. I wanted to make sure there were like places for almost every stage of life. So you can argue that this is also more of like a generations type build, which I've done in the past too, just never on such a big lot. So we have our parents' bedroom over there. This one's for our little nursery. And I wanted to definitely do this because we got this cute little new bassinet with the Bridgerton kit, which I should have probably mentioned. A lot of the packs used in this build have been gifted to me by EA. Just kind of a disclaimer there. But yeah, thank you EA and the Sims team for supporting me in that way. I really love exploring these items. And then we are using Life and Death bookshelves over here. We have a little cute little giraffe, a little, what do you call those? I'm gonna call it a carousel, the thing hanging from the ceiling, but I don't think that's what it's called. I really don't think it is, but I know there's a name for it. So either way, this is super cute, and it took me quite some time to pick out a wallpaper, didn't it? Yeah. But I think we stick with this one, and then we get some cute little soft rugs in here. We also have some new base game play mats that I eventually add in here as well. I thought that was important because we had that base game update quite a little while ago. I can't even remember the date off the top of my head, but we've had it. Speaking of The Sims, I know like there's been like rumors about no more expansion packs for The Sims 4, and I personally, my thoughts on that, I'm not really surprised at this point, especially once they kind of launched that makers market, whatever you want to call it, which I have not touched, and I have no plans to touch that at all. So I'm really not surprised if they're going to just be able to have like generated packs and new things from the community in that way, which I'm all for, like giving creators more of an outlet for that. But I don't know, the whole percentage and the take home for those creators, I don't feel like is worth it enough for me to support them in that way. If I were to do that, I would support them directly instead of through that program. But to each their own, of course. I mean, if you like it, you like it, and that's just where I am at with that. But that was a long-winded way to just say I don't really think I'm surprised that there won't be, or there possibly won't be, any more expansion packs for The Sims 4. And I think I'm okay with that at this point. Obviously, I'll be really excited if it does happen, but yeah, we have a lot too. currently. So I think that is a fair explanation. Anyway, I let me stop rambling and let's talk about this next bedroom. I decided to make this bedroom for like some toddlers. I think having the toddler room and a nursery room close to the parents' room is very smart because you never know. And this is such a large house. It would suck if they were like all the way across on the other side kind of thing. But this way they're close by. They can be, watched or monitored in that sense. So here I wanted to go with some more like peachy orange and pink tones, mixing in some blues in here. Very whimsical, very almost fairy core-esque as well, especially like leaning into life and death here. I really loved this little bed swatch here. I thought like with the little ghosties on it was super cute. And then I do a second bed in here as well for a second toddler sim, and I use the bed from the fairy pack, nature something. Oh my god, I need to like maybe study up on my pack names a little bit, but you guys get it. There's lots of packs. But we lean into that a lot. We get some shelves up here for some clutter. I loved using them in this little pink swatch to kind of bring in more of those pink tones. I love the little bunny decal on here, using the toy chest next to the bed as like a second nightstand because we have the first one in the corner and we have this one here, and then we're just gonna add a couple things on that shelf, make sure things are lined up correctly. Then of course we need some poofs and things. These are from Comfy Gamer and they have the cute little like fruit swatches, and I thought that was so fun. And then I think over here we might get, do I keep this mirror? No, I get like that little bookshelf thing that hangs on the wall, this one, and I lower it a little more because that looks way too high. I think the toddlers would not be able to reach those books if they wanted them. And then on the other side is where we really lean into more of the fairy type items and things, and we're mixing and matching some artwork and stuff, so I think that's fun. And yeah, this is where we're gonna get the other toddler bed. In general, let me think, you can have 2, 4, 6, 8 plus Sims in this house. 8 plus. Like, you can have plenty of Sims in here. Like, you might need a mod to fit Sims, or maybe rent out rooms. I think that's a possibility if you have Get Famous. Speaking of which, I do not limit any of my pack usage in this build, as you can probably tell because of all of the pack names I keep dropping or failing to drop because I can't remember pack names. I loved adding this little butterfly wall art though, and I felt like it kind of added more to the like little fairy core kind of vibes I was going with. And of course we get a lot of cute little stuffed animals and plushies around too, but this is pretty much the gist of this room. And now we're going to move on to this next one. This next one I am calling kind of the guest bedroom. So if your sim has family staying, or maybe Kyleson is like, can I crash at your place? This is where he could crash, right? So I really liked using this bed that I tried to use in the other room. So I really wanted to do, this one's from Love Struck, I believe. And then we have that new base game wall art, as well as I used a frame from a different piece of art from the Bridgerton kit that we just got to. So I loved layering that to give this more of an elegant kind of look. In this room, we also managed to get a TV here. Like, I was thinking, if this is a guest room, you want your guests to be able to have a place where they can maybe just kind of detach themselves, right? A little bit. Like, when I'm a guest somewhere, like, I was thinking hotel, right? You're not going to go and sit in, like, the shared space and take over the TV. I guess, I mean, maybe some people would do that, but I could never. That sounds terrifying, and like, oh, the people pleaser in me is like, I can't do that. I'll just watch whatever anyone else watches. But here you can definitely watch what you want. I got a bookshelf in here. We have definitely a lot of book clutter going around. We have this comfy little sofa here, and I get a coffee table as well. Now I was trying to figure out how I could fit a fireplace, and I remembered we have like this little square corner one from one of the modern kits, or maybe Adventure Awaits. or royalty and legacy. I don't know. You can let me know in the comments below if you know. And if you don't know and you really need me to find out, let me know that too, because I will definitely follow up with that. Here we're getting a shelf up here above the mirror, and in hindsight, this is a very high shelf, almost touching the ceiling, but oh well, don't really care. I still think it looks super cute. And then we just get another little chair over here, and I think this is pretty much it for like the main bedroom. There's another little like entrance room here, and I am going to put some cabinetry here, thinking like this is extra storage, maybe extra blankets, extra supplies, extra towels, etc. for whoever's staying here. So whatever they need, and then we just kind of get some decor. So there's no real like functionality to this room. It's very simple. It's very much more decorative than anything, but I think it's cute. I guess if you needed like another office space, you can probably put a desk and stuff in here, or if you needed a specific like skill set, maybe you can like do this. But I say that, but there's just so many skills and activities already in the rest of this build. Like I can't even imagine what else you would have to add here, unless you need like two of something. I don't know. There is just so many activities. There's a hallway over here where I have like the kids science table out there, and then I'm gonna show you guys another little hallway where there's even more activities, and then we have a whole nother floor to decorate still too. And then the other two videos had a ton of activities in those as well, so you're probably well aware if you've seen those as well. We get a couple suitcases in here, and I think for the most part we are pretty much good to go. I think we get that little clock as well. And then we're moving on to this bedroom, which is across the hall from that last one we just did. This one is more of a kid's bedroom, so the kid life stage. And I did this for a couple of kids who really like nature, they really like space. They kind of have like a lot of different interest, kind of like literally almost everything. We get void critters in here, and it's very fun. I actually really like this room, and how like I really leaned into like blues, reds, and oranges here, and that kind of gave me enough freedom to really add in a ton of different interests, especially leaning into a lot of the space items we have. I really wanted to use this piece of artwork. That's kind of what inspired this part of the build, because I used the butterfly one in the little toddler room, and now I got to use the space one in this one. So there's also a lot of activities in this room as well. So we have this dollhouse, and like I said, I get the void critter little PlayStation as well. Maybe the siblings who share this room really like to kind of hang out. Maybe they're best friends and never fight, but they probably do, because that's what siblings do. We fight. It, especially growing up, it happens. We have another poof moment happening in here. We have a lot of poofs in this entire build. It's kind of crazy, but they're great for taking up space, and they're so cute. I'm gonna say that probably a few more times. We have this school project activity over here. I even get the little violin as well, some lunch boxes, and then decided to build, or at least this room is pretty much done. So I had the idea over here to get two different desk kind of working stations. So we use these from, I think these desks are from the Adventure Awaits pack, because I like how they are kind of worn down. They've been through some stuff. Maybe, you know, if you have a couple of boys living in here, boys will be boys kind of thing. So we get that. We get a lot of arts and crafts clutter on them. We even have two different colored chairs, which I think was fun. The two desks are also like slightly different swatches as well, so I thought that was fun. We have like the little butterfly enclosure as well, so maybe they're very outdoorsy sometimes too. We have a lot of outdoor space, so maybe they brought in a butterfly friend or something. But yeah, we get some posters on the wall over here. This is the second bed in the room in this corner, and of course we get a lot of other plushy toys and things as well of that nature. A little end table, and something else, I'm sure, in that corner. I just can't remember off the top of my head right now. Anyway, I hope you guys are doing super fantastic and enjoying your summer so far. I mean, technically the calendar summer starts, what, the 21st. Today I'm recording it, it's June 20th. So technically summer hasn't started, but it feels like summer has started. You know, especially where I'm at, the weather's super nice and everyone's outside. School is out for the year and it's really a fun time. So hopefully you guys are enjoying it so far as well. I've been spending a lot of time outside and going for walks and things, so it's been a blast. It's been fun. So we have the Void Critter. We're getting a few more posters on the wall and really making that room feel super cluttered. But now we are moving on to this hallway, which is pretty much connecting the two sides of the build and the other rooms and stuff. So we wanted to have a lot of activities in here as well, kind of some lounging. We get the puppet show over here. I like really never, almost ever put those in my builds, so I thought that was super fun. And we get some more arts and crafts clutter on this Parenthood coffee table. I love this coffee table, and I am never able to use it because a lot of my builds are too small or too squishy to really use it and enjoy it. So I was really happy that I was able to use it in this one. And then we have bookshelves lining the wall here, and on the porch there I added off camera some seating, like a little 3-seater table, and a telescope is out there as well. Nothing too exciting. We have a radio over here on this gorgeous little half circle end table, which I need one in real life. I really do. But that one I think came with the Bridgerton kit as well. So I really like that table, and I think I'm going to get a lot of use out of it. And then on this side of the hallway, we just get a little card table, activity table kind of thing, where you can do puzzles, wake the llama, or don't wake the llama, etc. All of those little fun game activities. Then we just get something up on the wall, either a painting or a mirror of some sort. And then I think I grab that cardboard rocket ship. Oh no, I get a sconce on the wall, just some lighting, and I think that's cute. So I think this is it for this floor. We have one more floor to complete, and we are starting up here on the 3rd floor with the laundry room. Does it make sense to have laundry on the 3rd floor in the attic-ish room? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. But that is what we are doing. So I didn't like that the washer and dryer did not fill in this bump out perfectly. So I got these 2 end tables from Horse Ranch. Used the tool mod to kind of shrink them a little bit to fit better so the clipping isn't too bad, and then filled in the gaps. And I think this came out so good. Actually, I think this whole room came out really good. I really like it, and it's definitely like the only activity in here is really laundry. The rest of it is like storage, right? As you can see, we're moving some shelves around, and then I think I get like, I don't know if I actually get vacuums up here. This would have been a good place to put vacuums, wouldn't it? But we have cleaning supplies. We have random like little art canvas things over here from Eco Lifestyle, some boxes, and just random trophies, and this little dolly. That's what I think they're called, the push dollies, right? That one is from the Basement Haven kit, and I really like that. Same with like the little telephone and the trophy kind of stack thing. We get a couple of hampers up here as well, and some more artwork on the wall, but for the most part I think this is what the room really looks like. And then we can move on to this other room. This one I imagine as more of a teenager, and this sim is very much, or this bedroom, I'm sorry, really leans into the high school years. I think that's pretty typical for like my teen rooms to kind of be like, oh, this is a good chance to actually use high school years and use these items. So I got these curtains up. I'm using this bed because I absolutely love this bed actually. And then we get these cute little fairy lights, which I never ever get to use, or not very often anyway. I moved them out of the way for now so that I can see what I'm doing. We get posters on the wall, end tables, and we're going to put some clutter up on each of those end tables as well. I'm calling this my moody teen bedroom because I feel like I always have to put one in a build if I'm doing a teenager room. It's usually pretty moody because, I don't know, they're just so emotionally charged teenagers, you know? I know I was one of them at one point, and very emo leaning, not too gothy, but maybe they're goth, grunge, etc. But we get a dresser over here, some more wall art. I get the cute little cow plant wall plant item, which I love, from Comfy Gamer. And then we get a desk area because I think that's important. And I made them like a little gaming setup as well, really leaning into the Comfy Gamer kit and yeah, all of those items. So I thought this little corner of the room came out pretty sweet and pretty cute. So we're going to get some of the pegboards up here. We'll get like an extra keyboard up and displayed, some games around, headphones, maybe the little PC tower as well. All of pretty much almost everything from that kit. And wow, that camera was jumping up and down. I'm sorry about that. That's the issue with builds that go up, 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 up. Like, this is the third floor. So, the way I'm expressing myself is just not really making sense to me right now. So, I'm sorry. But when you're on the third floor or fourth floor of a build, usually there's some, like, camera jumpiness, and I'm sorry about that. So, I will try to cut as much of that out as I can. Over on the other side of the room, we just get a sofa, some more plants and things, and probably something else up on this wall, I'm sure, because I don't really like empty space very much. I feel like it needs to be useful, or at least it needs to look more balanced. So that's what we got. And then over here we have another room, which I'm calling more of the game room, the rec room. This one is filled with a ton of activities. I got the gaming pad over here. I pulled out the darts, the keg or the juice keg. We have the ping pong table, which I thought was really important. I would love a pool table in The Sims 4. Whenever I do a room like this, I'm like so mad that we don't have pool tables in this game. Yeah, we have like the foosball table, but that's really not the same. I want pool. I want, like, Sims 1 had pool, Sims 2 had pool tables. I can't speak for Sims 3, but I wouldn't be surprised if they did. But then what do we get with Sims 4? Ping pong. I mean, I like ping pong tables too, but I want a pool table. Please, Sims, listen. I mean, there's probably no more expansion packs or game packs or anything coming anyway, so maybe not, but it would still be really nice to have a pool table. Anyway, I am sitting on that high horse for way too long. We're getting some more items from the basement kit. We get this like worn out werewolves rug, which I absolutely love. I definitely wanted this room to feel like it's not the nicest furniture, because you saved the nice furniture for the front floor, not the front floor, the bottom floor, the first floor, etc. Where most of your guests go. This is more of like your close friends and family can come up here, you know, like this is the real you. I guess, I don't know, but we're getting some neon lights in here, especially by the gaming pad. We figured out a place for the dartboard. We get a record player up here as well, and then just probably some more seating over on that end, I think. So nothing really too exciting because we don't have too much more space to work with. Oh, look, the botanical little gardening item for more gardening skills activities. My brain, I'm sorry. If you guys have stuck with me throughout this whole video and even right now and all of this rambling, now that I'm like out of shape of voiceovers, I really appreciate you guys. You guys really rock, and you guys are my best friends. Okay? So let me know in the comments below too, I guess, if you stuck through all of my rambling, and I'm sorry again. In this room, this is our final bedroom actually. So this could be a teen room, or it could be like a young adult room. It could really be like for anyone. And I imagine this one as like your artist sim, right? I loved using this wallpaper from Dream Home Decorator, which I haven't used in too long. Like, it's been a really long time actually. So I used it in like this purple and blue swatch and kind of paired it with a base game blue wallpaper as well. And I thought it was really fun as an accent. And then as you can see, I'm putting like art clutter up here. We have paintbrushes, we have pottery items and stuff. And I loved using that little gnome little picture because I thought that was really cute. And then we get an art easel in here. And then that is pretty much all of the activities in this room besides, you know, a bed and things. So we're going to figure that out. We get a dresser as well up here. I use this one. I think this is from one of the kids' room packs or something. And there's like some pictures there. So maybe that's like pictures of your friends and family, or maybe pictures that you've taken or drawn yourself if your sim lives in here. We use a bed from Adventure Awaits and pair it with some base game end tables. Get some artwork up on the wall from the Book Nook kit. Love that kit so much. And then, oh, just kidding, maybe it's not the Book Nook kit, it's actually wall art from Adventure Awaits. So never mind, I spoke too soon. A couple of lamps end up on the end tables as well. Pretty typical for, I think, bedrooms that I decorate. It's a safe bet, you know, just add some lamps and some book clutter. Pretty easy. And then I think we just get some more plants and things in here. But for the most part, this is it. This is the bedroom, the final bedroom. I can't believe that I have finished this build. It's honestly finally like kind of this weight lifted off of my shoulders. I did have some anxiety around finishing it and completing it, which is, I think, why it took me so long, but we're here now. So, with that said, we are going to add in a couple more details in here, but stick around for a little bit because we are going to playtest and walk through this entire build and even upload it up on the gallery together so that you know how much it costs and all that stuff. So, I will go ahead and meet you in live mode. And here we are back in live mode now. Our sim and horse are back in this courtyard. But as a bit of a reminder, we've already kind of play tested everything out here. So we have to just take a look on the interior. Here's a quick little bird's eye view where we have our entranceway, living, a little hallway, kitchen, dining, greenhouse back here. When you go upstairs, we have a couple of bedrooms, a couple of other bathrooms, as well as like some activities happening. And then the third floor, we have a couple more bedrooms, a little game room, and some laundry. First off, here is our entranceway here. Pretty simple, kind of open, not too much clutter happening over here. We do have a bathroom off the side here, which maybe our sim can come and test for us really quick. He is currently over here playing some chess. So, oh, our poor horse is uncomfortable. I am going to see if I can cheat the horse's needs real quick. Where is my mailbox? Oh, it's over here. So he's gonna go and test out the bathroom for us. I won't show every playtest of the bathroom, but it looks like we're already struggling with this toilet here, which is strange because it should be working. Okay, I pulled it away from the wall a little bit and now we are good to go. Over here we have our office space where you can come and use the computer. I think that computer is going to work. I might not waste my time trying, but maybe we'll try the globe bar over here. We can light this fire. Already we're running into some issues. So I'll move this out a little more as well. Oh, how cozy. That's so nice. Okay, we have our fireplace going. He's getting a drink. We are going to put out the fire because we have a rug nearby and I don't want to risk that right now. Thank you, Francis. But yeah, this cozy little office came together pretty nicely. Over here we have our little kind of a hallway. We have a couple of chairs happening, some books, a bench, just kind of like an in-between. We do have a piano where we can maybe see if this works and maybe we can purchase some fish. We'll fully stock that, make that look really nice, huh? That looks great. I was gonna say, actually, you're not too bad, even though you're like just barely starting. Great. Good for you. Over here we have our kitchen, which I want to make sure works, make sure we can cook something. Let's have dinner. Let's do grilled cheese. Because honestly, I've kind of been wanting some grilled cheese recently. I went shopping yesterday and I really should have grabbed some of that stuff. Right, so he grabbed the ingredients from one of the fridges. Spice Festival, no thank you. And then our stoves are working as well. The only thing we don't have is an oven, which I think I might have mentioned in the previous video when I did build this one. But you can probably squeeze one under here somewhere if you want to hide it. Actually, maybe I'll do that on my own. We use Dream Home Decorator, and we can put it right under here. That way, you have it if you need it. Over here we have a coffee station, which is really nice and cluttered, and I think that came out super cute. But then in here you come in and we have a little bar situation happening, and then we have our purple-ish dining room, which I think came out really nice. I still really love this corner. Sorry, there's a wall. I really love this corner over here. Obviously, my dine out plant had to make an appearance in the corner as well. Off the dining room, we do have another bathroom down here. And then if you exit outside, you can walk around into the greenhouse, which maybe I should test these planters. Okay, we're gonna plant some basil, see if this works for every little corner here. Play ping pong. No. Is there someone over? Oh my god, all of our animals want to leave. So it looks like these two are hard to get to. I wonder if I did squeeze them and try and make this work a little better. What if I move this guy over here? I wonder if this plant is getting in the way, the hanging plant, a little bit. Because it looks like he's got enough room to walk back there. Or maybe he doesn't. Okay, I scooted it away from the wall a little more, so this should be fully functional as well here. We do have some wall planters that maybe I should also test. These might be a little more tricky with all the clutter I have happening. Grr, yeah, there's a lot of clutter over here. What if I just get rid of this plant and maybe some of these things? Okay, we just had to delete a couple of things, but I think these should all be able to get planted now. Beautiful. That's perfect. Great. Our greenhouse works. I'm going to go around testing all the bathrooms, but then I will check back in with you in a second. All our bathrooms are working. I came back down here to make sure this flower arranging table is working, and it is. And then maybe I should come and test our studio over here as well. Maybe if we do a round vase real quick. That is beautiful. I haven't played around with the pottery in a while, so this is fun. Okay, maybe we should glaze it. We'll do blush. Yep, and our kiln works, which is good. I sped through it kind of fast, but it's working. All right, which means we can move on to the upstairs. I think we'll start over here in the guest bedroom. He is finishing up a shower over here real quick though, but we can have him come and relax. Well, first maybe I'll have him light this fire, then he can come and relax. And then he can watch some TV too. Oh, look how cozy this room is. I really like how this one turned out. And now he's got the TV on, but apparently he has to stand up to watch it. It's kind of annoying because I love to watch TV in bed. There we go. Now he's doing it. Love it. Great. And then we'll just make sure he can come and sit on this sofa. But I love like the blushes and the purples in here and hints of blues and gold. I think it came out so nice. Now we're gonna put this out so we don't start a fire. I also love that they have like this little private entryway for extra storage. Maybe there's extra blankets and things in here. I think this is just a really sweet, like, little kind of guest room suite kind of thing. And they have a bathroom right next door. They do have to go out in the hallway, but, you know, it is what it is. Over here we have a record player here. We put some music on. Oh, must be like the life and death one or something. Maybe that's why it's all red and spooky. We have a kids science table here, which I think is fun, because then we also have a shared bedroom over here. Lots of clutter. Let's come and make sure these beds are accessible. I imagine the Sims in this room really do like a kind of a hodgepodge of activities. Like we have space. Hold on. Where are you going? Don't go. You want to go dance. We have space. We have like little bats and monsters. We have the void critters on the floor. What was in your way? We have this box is in your way. Okay, that's fine. I think I could probably just delete that. There we go. We even have a violin too. We have a shelf with some clutter, some books, and then we have like these two desks that are covered in like different clutter pieces where it looks like they have some arts and crafts projects happening. I'm going to turn this off because he keeps coming to dance. I don't want that. Over here we have a little puppet show theater. We don't have any kids to test this out, but I'm pretty sure it would be functional. And then we have a little card table with games and stuff. Right now we're working on a puzzle. Out here on the balcony we have a telescope and some seating and a couple of planters, so if you wanted to plant some more stuff in here. We also have the telescope that would be functional as well. Alright, in this next hallway we actually have two bathrooms in here because this one's an ensuite and then this one's right off the hallway. So that's all functional. Then we have a little toddler I think these are both toddler beds actually. Yeah, because he can't relax in either of them, but I like the contrast from the other bedroom. This one's definitely more whimsical, more, I was gonna say childish, but like kind of fairy core a little bit. So it looks like both beds are functional, which is great. So this room is all set for use. Next door we have a sweet little nursery. We have the new playmat here. We have a changing table, leaning into a lot of the blues, and we have our little bassinet. I think this is a new one from the Bridgerton kit as well too, so shout out to EA for giving me access to that. More to come from that. Over here is what I imagine to be the main bedroom. We have a cozy little bed here. We have this like makeshift vanity area. Maybe this is the mirror we use to, make sure all of our accessories are looking well. We have a couple of dressers. I swear these are the same exact swatch. And this is like probably the most annoying thing about this game sometimes. So if I click on this one, we have the first swatch selected, right? This one, same swatch selected. So, oh well. Did he come in here? What are you doing all the way out here? That's the one thing about playtesting such a large build is I keep losing my sim. I probably should have grabbed a couple more sims or something and stuck them in this household. Maybe it would have made it a lot easier. Okay, great. Our bed works. We have a lot of cool little clutter pieces over on the shelf here. And then I like this like makeshift changing room area where we have even some more clothes and more storage, and then that goes into the ensuite bathroom. Now we have a couple of other things to test out up here. Let's start with this laundry room. Well, actually, I need him to change into different outfits first. So we'll test this bedroom out first. We need to just make laundry. So here is this bedroom. We have the fun little lights. We really leaned into high school years over here. A nice little sofa. And then we have a little gaming setup and desk area as well. So let's do laundry. Let's add to the washing machine. And now I really like how this room came out. It's kind of a mix of storage and laundry. We just have a bunch of clutter pieces up here, some shelves, extra laundry baskets, etc., cleaning supplies. Okay, he's been cleaning the coops over here and he's like walking all the way to the front to throw things out. So what I'm going to do is, I'm glad I noticed that, he is going to need a garbage can over here as well. So maybe we'll just use this one. And maybe we'll just put a couple here, because that would annoy me in gameplay. But how's our laundry doing? Are we ready to add to the dryer? Unload and add dryer. Moment of truth. Make sure that this is all functional, because I merged in these like little end tables too to kind of look more built in. Dry laundry. We have functional laundry, folks. That is amazing. Now, to get to the other side, he is going to have to walk down the stairs and walk back upstairs, but we can come and test out this area. Okay, so first I want to make sure we can sit on this couch, maybe watch some TV. That works perfectly. This is going to be such a cool hangout place. What about tapping the juice here? Oh my god, you're making a mess. Try it again. He is in a bad mood. He doesn't know what his purpose is, and it's because your purpose is to just test this build. So that is all tapped, and can you grab a cup? That's perfect. Amazing. Why don't we try this gaming mat over here, make sure that works. Perfect, that works great, and that looks super cool. I never put this in any of my builds, so that is fun. I'm sorry if any sims are going to be using that too much. Do I have to? Yeah, I guess we'll have to ask this random sim who might be walking by to come play ping pong with us. Here she is, just to make sure that I keep jumping up and down, I'm sorry. But ping pong works, which is great. Whoops. Alright, let's make sure, practice darts, make sure our dartboard works. It should. Our line is right here. Are you any good? Nope. One more try. Okay. Okay, good. You're a beginner. It's okay. Over here, our final room is the last bedroom, so we'll have him come and relax here. It's more of like an artsy room. We have an art easel here. Let's do a confident painting, maybe. Bed works, and then we have a desk area as well. Maybe this is the sim who likes to do the pottery and stuff, and they're very artsy. I really like how this corner came out with the office using this wallpaper that I never get to use and a column to kind of separate it off. I thought that came out pretty cool. Is this my front door? I don't want this to be the front door. Maybe it is the front door. I don't know. It's not giving me the option right now to set as locked door. So it doesn't. Oh, I can set this one as a front door, but for some reason I can't set this one. So maybe it's better for that one to be it. I have chicks growing up, and we have to get this build up on the gallery now, though. As a reminder, though, I do have this version unfurnished up on the gallery. It does have the wine cellar furnished, but everything inside completely empty in case you want to furnish it to your liking. A large family cottage that you will never have to leave. Enjoy. We have 7 bedrooms and 6 bathrooms. I'm sorry. I'm going to share to the gallery now. We're good. You see, it's green. It does have these packs. I don't know why it's showing as I don't own them, because I definitely do own them. And then, like I said earlier, I've been having issues with my game sometimes. So I don't know, something weird keeps happening. But yeah, we didn't limit any pack usage here, and it's all set. It does come out at a whopping 455,000 simoleons, which honestly, considering the size and all of the activities on the slot, I don't think it's that bad. I think that's achievable. All right, well, thank you guys for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this little mini build series. I know it took me forever to complete. If you watched each part 1, 2, and 3, you guys are the true MVPs. And again, special shout out to my channel members as well. If you want more information on joining channel members, click that join button down below. I have 1 tier right now, 99 cents. You get a few extra emojis and cute little badges to show off your channel flair. But with that, I will let you guys go, and I will talk to you all in the next one. Bye!